In this video, I'm going to go over the practice quiz for chapter 13 to 14, and let's get started. So the number one is a good place to start. This is where we're going to take this function. Well, we're going to say what to do to this function from this function, right? So basically, how is this thing shifted and dilated and reflected and all that kind of stuff. So let's see. The very when I say write the multi-part rule, that means I'm just doing the arrows, okay? Just do the arrows and all that kind of stuff. So the very first thing you do, it's as if you're like solving for x, right? We want to solve for x. What do we do to the x? First, we got to get rid of the 3, right? If we're solving for x, we put 3 on the other side or something. So first we shift 3. Since it's minus, it goes to the right. So the first thing we do is shift the x to the right. So we say, like we add plus 3, we add 3 to the x value. Then we multiply it by 3, which seems like we should make it 3 times bigger, but it's the opposite. We make it 3 times smaller. So we compress it by 3, so that's the second step. So the second step is we compress it in the x direction by 3, which means we multiply by 1/3. Not 3 times bigger, but 3 times smaller. Now we go to, there's no negative here. We'd reflect it if it was a negative x next, but there's not. So now we go to the 5. So that's the y direction, and that means the y direction is what makes sense. If there's a 5 on the top, that means we make it 5 times bigger. We dilate it by 5, and then finally, again, makes sense. We add 4, means we go up by 4, or we add 4. Okay, so that's all the steps we do. Then we see what the next question asks us. What's this next thing asks us here? Oh yeah, so 0.11 becomes what? What does the 0.11 become? So we write down 1, I like to do it this way. You could just do it there. I don't know, whatever. So the x value, we add 3 and then multiply by 1/3. You can do it in 2 steps. Doing it both steps in your head is a little bit dangerous, but I'm going to try to do it anyway. I like to live dangerously, but don't live too dangerously. It's not good. 1 plus 3 is 4. Times 1/3 is 4/3. Okay, so the 1 becomes 4/3. The y value is also 1. The y value, multiply it by 5, so 1 times 5 is 5. Add 4, it becomes 9. Okay, so that's it. Now we add another point, you just keep doing the same thing. You add 3, then multiply by 1/3. Okay, cool. Not so bad. Let's look at the next one now. So part B, we're going to do the same thing. Then what do we want? The 0.11 again. I don't know why I chose the 0.11. I'll have to give you something different in the regular quiz, but okay, whatever. So what do we do first here? So we look inside. The first thing we do is, again, the 4. We shift first in the x direction. So that 4 means it's plus, which means we go this way 4. Or we take away 4 from the point, we move it 4 to the left. Then we multiply by 2, which means we I always want to get my x's. We compress it by 2, make it 2 times smaller. So that's multiplying by 1/2, just like last time. It's opposite what you think. If it's plus, it's minus. If it's multiplying, it's like dividing. Then we do the y one. Multiplying by 2 makes it 2 times bigger. So we multiply it by 2. Then we reflect it. We're going to reflect the y. So a positive y becomes a negative y. That means that it goes about the x-axis. So I'm going to do it kind of like this. Whatever was positive on the x becomes a negative, or above the x-axis goes to below the x-axis. Reflect it about the y-axis, right? Positive y becomes negative y, which means we multiply it by -1. And then we take away 1. Which means we go down by 1, or we take away 1 from the y value. Okay, so what does the 0.11 become? So the 0.11, let's see, we take away 4. Ooh, that's hard math. 1 minus 4, I believe, is -3 times 1/2. So that's just -3/2. In the y direction, we multiply by 2. 1 times 2 is 2. Multiply by -1. -2 minus 1, -2 minus 1 is -3. better check that. So 1 times 2 is 2. Minus 1, oh wait, times negative 1 is negative 2, yeah, negative 3, looks right. Okay, cool, I think that's correct. Awesome, okay. That is how to, when you're shifting and dilating and all that stuff. Okay, let's look at the next one now. We're done with half of the first page. So this one here says, graph 2f of 3x minus x plus 1 in the same graph. Write the order of operations and these are the main points. Okay, so let's figure out what we're going to do, the order of operations here. First, we take away 6 in the x direction, which means we go 6 to the right. So we add 6 to the x's. We're going to shift it this way. Then we're going to multiply it by 3, which, like before, means we compress it by 3. I should put like a fraction, so we multiply it by 3. I keep doing compression. So multiply it by 1/3. Again, if it was x over 3, we'd make it 3 times bigger, but we're always making it 3 times smaller. Then in the y direction, again, we multiply it by 2 times 2, and then in the y direction, we add 1. All right, so these points, we're going to shift it, compress it, stretch it out, and then shift it up. Okay, that's what we're going to do. There's no negatives in here. There's no, so no reflections here. All right, so let's look at our graph here. And what we want to do is look at the main points, and my numbers here are right in the way, so let me write this over here. So we go over, we add 6, compress by 1/3, or multiply by 1/3 times 2, and then plus 1. Okay, so let's see what we do here. What we want to do is do it to the major points, the ones that are obvious, and then we can draw the lines again, right? So let's look at this point. That point there is -3, -2. So it's -3, -2. So let's see, it's going to change to, we're going to add 6 in the x, so it becomes 3. Multiply it by 1/3. That becomes 1, right? So it goes to 1. So it goes to 1. Let me do that again. Add 6 to -3, and it becomes +3. Multiply by 1/3, it becomes 1. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Then in the y direction, multiply it by 2, -4, and up 1 becomes -3. So it goes to -3. Okay, let's get this point. It is 0, 3. So 0, 3 goes to, in the x direction, we add 6, so it makes it a 6. Multiply it by 1/3. 6 divided by 3 is 2, so x is 2. And then the 3 in the y direction, times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So 2, ooh, it's going to be off the table here. Yikes. Okay, we're going to have to, yeah, that's one problem here. It might get really big. Maybe I should make this thing smaller. Well, it's too, well, whatever. Okay, so let's see. Let's look at this point here now. It is still, y is 3, so we know that's going to be 7. So this point here is, x is now 3. So 3, 3. We know that the y value is going to be 7, because 3 goes to 7. 3 goes to 7. But what's this 3 go to in the x? So 3 plus 6 is 9. 9 divided by 3 is 3. Wow, I made it really nice, pretty numbers here. That was nice of me. All right. And finally, this point here is 6, 0. 6, 0. So it goes to x, y is, okay. 6, we add 6 is 12, divided by 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4. It goes to 4. And 0, y equals 0, multiplied by 2. 0 times 2 is still 0. Add 1, so it goes to 1. The zeros are kind of easy. All right, so our new points are 1, -3. Can I fit it all on here? X equals 1. Ah, it's not going to fit. Okay, I'm going to, I think if I shrink this down, maybe I have the axes on here. Okay, so can I fit them all on now? Shrink it down some more. Okay, maybe I can do it now. Okay, so this point goes to 1, -3. So now here's 1. Oh, I still need to shrink it down more. My -3 doesn't fit. Shrink it down. There. Oh, wait, I guess it did. There's -3. Okay, so we have a point x equal 1, -3, right there. That's that point. Then, yeah, so that one goes to there. Then this point here was 0, 3 goes to 2, 7. So x equals 2, y equals 7. So there's 7. So that point right there. Let me erase all this old stuff. It's confusing me. This point here goes to 3, 7. X equals 3, y equals 7 goes to right there. Oh, weird. They're right next to each other. And then this one goes to 4, 1. X equals 4, y equals 1 to right there. So our new thing looks like this. We could connect those lines. We go like that. And then we connect those lines. So, which kind of makes sense, right? We shifted it over. And then we made it skinnier by 3. And then we stretched it out. So we stretched it out by 2. And then we added 1. And we shifted it up 1. So, kind of makes sense, right? Kind of about what we'd think it would look like. All right. Good stuff. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. Let's see, next page. Okay, I can make it big again. Sketch that. Be sure to draw the asymptotes. Okay, so I'm gonna divide all this thing by 2 here. So we have y is equal, divide everything by 2 to get the x by itself. 4 divided by 2 is 2, so we have 2x minus 1. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Divided by x plus 3. Looks like I made it so it works out really nice. So that means that the 2 is the x, if you go this way, the x asymptote, the horizontal asymptote is the better way to say it. So the horizontal asymptote is 2, because that's a 2. And the vertical asymptote, where it goes infinity, is -3, because -3 plus 3 is 0. So that's equal to -3. All right, so now we can graph it. I'm going to pull my graph up here. So I'm going to draw vertical is -3. -3 is right here. Wait. Okay. Horizontal asymptote is the y. And the vertical is the x. It's always opposite. Up and down is the x value. Horizontal is the y value. So the y, it approaches 2. So here's 2. So then I should write this over here. So y equals 2 is the horizontal asymptote. X equals -3 is the vertical asymptote. Now I can erase all that. Now I can put it on here. Okay. Y equals 2. Here's 2. So draw a line like this. Dash line. -3, x equals -3 is right here. So we draw a dash line there. Oops, I missed it. Okay, on top of the -3, there we go. Okay, so now we need a point. Let's choose the point x equals 0, it's the easiest one. When x is 0, y is -1/3. X is 0, we just have -1/3. So x is 0. Y is -1/3, which means it's about, there's 1, so right about there. So it looks like it's going to, we know it's here, so it's going to probably go 45 degrees. It's going to go something like this. It's going to go something like that. And then this one over here is going to be opposite, so it's going to be something like this. These two curves should look the same distance, right? Same distance from there, same distance from there. Try to draw that as carefully as you can, and then go like that. Okay. I think I did everything that I said we should do, didn't I? I said be sure to draw the asymptotes. Yep, we had to figure out the asymptotes and then a point. Okay, then it says find the linear to linear function whose graph has a horizontal asymptote. Now we gotta do the now we gotta figure out the function. Okay, so we start off with y equals ax plus b divided by x minus c. And the horizontal asymptote is 4. That means a is 4. So right away I know that I can write 4. Okay, horizontal asymptote means that A is equal to 4. As long as we have an X in the bottom like that by itself, which we do, so we know that A is 4, and it passes those 2 points. Now we gotta do the algebra part. But when I give you a 0, it makes it easy. X equals 0, that's 0, that's 0, so then Y is equal to B divided by negative C, or B is, put the negative C over here, B is equal to, oh, sorry, X equals 0, Y is 2. So Y is 2. Or B is equal to negative 2C. Put the negative C by the 2. Yep, that's right. So B is equal to negative 2C. That's one equation. So I'll call it number 1. Now let's do the other one. X is 3, Y is 1. So 1, Y is 1, is equal to X is 3. So X is 3, that means 4 times 3 is 12. So we have 12 plus B divided by 3 minus C. Sorry, right? X is 3, so 4 times 3 is 12. 3, yep, that's right. Multiply the 3 minus C over here. 3 times that's 3, so 3 minus C is, yeah, 1's easy, right? I gave you nice numbers here. 3 times 1 is 3 minus C is equal to 12 plus B. Now we have 2 equations, right? This is our second one. What I can do is plug in the B from over here now. Let's plug it into here, and then we only have C. So there's various ways you can do this, but that looks like that'd be kind of fun. So we have 3 minus C is equal to 12 plus B, which is negative 2C. So I'm just going to change this, so minus 2C, because we know B from equation 1 is negative 2C. Now we can solve for C. Put the 2C over here, add 2C to this side, then the C wins. We have a positive C. So C is equal to, take away 3 from that side over here, so C is 9. Oh wow, that worked out really nice. All right, add 2C minus C is 1C. 12 minus 3 is 9. Yeah, okay, so C is 9. If C is 9, B is negative 2C. So B is negative 2C, which is negative 2 times 9, which is negative 18. All right, now we're done. Now we write our function. So Y is equal to 4x, B is negative 18, minus 18, divided by x minus C, and C is 9, so minus 9. Cool. Now, if you are worried, because I'm always worried because I've made mistakes enough on these videos where I better check my answer. So let's just try one of the points. Let's try this point. When we plug in 3, do we get 1? Right? When Y is 3, we better get 1. Sorry, when X is 3, we better get Y equal 1 out of it. So let's probably try that when X is 3. So if X is 3, 4 times 3 is 12, minus 18, divided by 3 minus 9. Again, we're looking for 1. So that would be negative 6 divided by negative 6, which is equal to 1. Yes, we get Y equal 1 and X equals 3. I could try for that point too, you know, if I was really worried, but if it works for 1, it's probably right. So I think that we did that right. Okay, that's number 4. Where's number 5? Is it on the other side? Yep, number 5 is over here. Oh, the last one. Nice, we're almost done here. Okay, this is just like one that was on the homework. Again, we need to figure out the function, but now it's a word problem. But it's just like the last one, but it's a word problem, right? So you study for 3 hours, you'll get a 60%. So our points are x equals 3, 3, 60. You study for 8 hours, you get an 88%. So 8, 88. And how long do you study to get a 94%? Okay, use a linear to linear model. Okay, first we know from tests that you can't get over 100%. So the horizontal asymptote, which is A, must be 100. So right away we know that A equals 100. And again, it's because the graph will look like this, right? It's going to approach this line. The longer you study, the closer you get to 100. Okay, so we know we're going to approach 100 as the time we study goes to infinity. We can maybe get 100 if we study for long enough. Well, actually, we can never get 100, but we can get closer and closer. And realistically, right, 99.5 should average out to 100, so it should work. Okay, so that's what we know. So A is 100, so right away we can say that y is equal to 100x plus b divided by x minus c, and now we plug in those numbers. There's no zeros now, so it won't be quite so nice. Let's do the first one. So when we get a 60, when x is 3, so 100 times that would be 300 plus b divided by 3 minus c. When x is 3, that's right. So now I multiply across this times that. 60 times 3 is 180. So 180 minus c, 60c is equal to 300 plus b. Let's put the 300 over here, take away 300 from both sides. This is going to be all negative. A 180 minus 300 is negative 120. So negative 120 minus 60c is equal to b. It always works nice if you just get whatever b is equal to, and then you can set those two things equal and find c. So there's one equation for b. Okay, let's call that 1 here. And now we get the other one. 88 and 8. So 88 is equal to, x is equal to 8, so 800 plus b divided by x is 8. So 8 minus c, 8 times, oh gosh, I think I need a calculator for that one. 8 times 88. 88 times 8 is 704. So 704 minus 88c is equal to 800 plus b. Put the 800 over here, and I get negative 96, I think. Negative 96 minus 88c is equal to b. That's our second equation. Now, this is b and that's b, so we can set those two things equal. So negative 96 minus 88c is equal to this one, negative 120 minus 60c. Okay, let's add 60c to this side. 88 plus 60, negative 88 plus 60 is negative 28. So negative 28c equals, add 96 to this side. The negative 120 wins, but 96 makes it only negative 24. I think that's right. Plus 96, negative 120. Yeah, I think that's right. The negatives cancel. So C is 24 over 28. We can reduce that, divided by 4. So 6/7. So C is 6/7. Now B then, we could use either one of these for B. This one's got smaller numbers. So let's use that one. So C is 6/7. That's what C is. So we plug C as 6/7 into here, where I'm running out of room here. So negative 120 minus 60 times 6/7 is equal to B. I'm going to try to be, should I try to be? Yeah, what the heck. Let's keep it perfect, shall we? That's kind of fun. So well, okay, little kind of fun. Yeah, kind of fun, that's right. Negative 120 divided by 7. 7 times 120 is 840. Yep, that's right. So negative 840 divided by 7 minus 60 times that's 360. 360 divided by 7 equals B. So what's 360 plus 840? 60 plus 40 is 900. 1200? Negative 1200 divided by 7 is the perfect answer for B. Really? Is that right? They're both negative. Well, we'll check our answers to make sure. That's the nice thing. You can always check your answers. Okay, so I get B is negative 1207. So finally, my equation is y is equal to 100x, and really the x here is t. I should probably use a t because it's time, but it doesn't matter. We know what we're doing, but t would kind of make sense. But I already started with an x, so whatever. Plus b. B is that horrible thing, so minus 1200 over 7 divided by x, and then C is 6/7. So x minus 6/7. All right. Let's see. Now we could test our answer by plugging in, I don't know, one of these points, right? Like let's do the first one. 3 hours, you get a 60%. When x equals 3, does y equal 60? I'm a little worried here because I'm easy to make mistakes. I don't have a bunch of people here to catch my mistakes, so let's try that. So that would be 300 minus 1200 over 7. 300 minus 1200 divided by 7 equals 128.57 divided by 3 minus 6/7. So that would be, what's 3 minus 6/7? That would be 2 1/7 divided by 2 plus 1 divided by 7. And I get 60. Whoa, it really does. I get exactly 60. Who'd have thought? Cool. Well, then I think that I probably did it right then. That's probably correct. So now we should also make get an answer that makes sense to get a 94%, right? So if we study for 8 hours to get a 88, to get a 94, maybe 11 hours or 12 hours, maybe as little as 10 hours, maybe get away with only 10 hours of study. 94 is an A, so you want to get that. So maybe 11, 10, something like that, over 8, not 50 or something. Okay, so let's figure it out. You plug in 94, we solve for x. So 94 is equal to 100x minus 1200 over 7 divided by x minus 6/7. Multiply this by both sides. So we get 94x minus, what's 94 times 6? Okay, I'm going to regret all this perfect things, but whatever. 94 times 6, 94 times 6 is 564. So minus 564 over 7, that's 94x minus 6/7, yep, that's right, equals 100x minus 1200 over 7. The nice thing is you're never going to get a squared, right? There's no quadratic formulas. It's all linear and linear. It's all just single x's. It's pretty easy math. I just have some ugly fractions here, but it won't be any x squareds or anything. All right, let's see. I like positives, so if I take the 94 on this side, it becomes 6x. 100x minus 94x is 6x. So I get 6x over here. And then on the other side, I have this is going to become positive. So 1200/7 minus 564/7, which is, how many sevenths is that? 564, 1200 is 636/7. So 636 divided by 7 is equal to 6x. Divide both sides by 6. So x is equal to 636 divided by, put the 6 over here, divided by 6 at 42. And okay, now we'll decimalize it. This would be nice to think that could possibly work out to a pretty answer. Unlikely. Divided by 42 is 15.14. 15.14. So 15, whoa, that's a lot of hours. 15.14 hours. That's more than I thought it would be. To get a 94%, you're going to have to study for 15.14 hours. Ooh, that's a long time. My guess was like 12 or something, but I guess 60% is 3 hours. 94%. Yeah, in the beginning it pays off faster, right? The curve goes up like this. So your grade goes up really fast in the beginning, but once you get kind of towards the top, it doesn't go up as fast. You got to, for this many hours here, to get from maybe an 88 to a 94, you got to go that many hours. While to get from a 60 to an 88 is not, is a much bigger jump. You don't have to do as many hours because of the way the curve slows off. So I guess that makes sense. The higher the grade you get, the more proportional hours, because the curve levels off. And then it's like an infinite amount of time to get to 100. So I guess that makes sense. So my intuition was a little bit off. Okay, 15.14 hours. Cool. Good. Well, I hope this all made sense to you. This is kind of fun stuff. I think it's all cool stuff, but I always think this stuff is cool. So, what do you do? All right. Thanks for listening.